You are listening to Awake in Relationship, a podcast about intimacy, community, and culture in a time of great change, with Silas Rose.
Greetings, dear listener. My name is Silas Rose, and you're tuned into another episode of Awake in Relationship. It's been a little bit over a month since I published an episode, which is kind of unusual for me. So I thought I'd spend this monologue talking a little bit about something kind of personal, which relates to home. Most of May was really preoccupied with packing and moving. Like many people, home had become somewhat claustrophobic as COVID dragged on. It didn't help that I had a really noisy neighbor upstairs who loved to show off his porn star skills late at night, which made sleeping a little bit difficult. It really became apparent that condo life was not for me, so I wanted a big change and I got it. After 25 years of living in Victoria, I decided to go rural, relocating to a small farming community about 30 minutes away from the city. Since my early 20s, I really held the dream of being more land-based and starting a retreat center. And so when this opportunity showed up, it really felt like finding my dream home. The only problem is I soon discovered it was the wrong dream. I don't want to make too big of a deal out of my problems of privilege, but there are a few things closer to the heart than home. I've always considered myself somewhat of a heart-centered guy, so my emotional reaction to this new space was somewhat perplexing. I've had some really great conversations with close friends and trusted advisors over the last month, exploring this feeling of disappointment and what creates that magical sense of home and belonging, especially in these somewhat chaotic and uncertain times. The war in Ukraine and the subsequent refugee crisis really has highlighted this basic human yearning for me. Ideally, home is a place of comfort and safety. It's the container of our dreams. However, too much comfort can also be kind of stifling, like living in a cocoon made up of a tangled web of emotions and relationships and habitual patterns that we cultivate over years. It becomes our sense of self. At a certain point, we outgrow our abode, our little nest. And it becomes necessary to leave if we want to know a greater truth around who and what we are. The old saying, home is where the heart is, couldn't be more on point, as I've never really felt my emotions in such a visceral way since making this move. It's been real-time reflection, so perhaps I got the retreat and insights I was looking for. I'm reminded of an old Turkish saying, no matter how far you go down the wrong road, turn back. The turning back is really the exciting part for me, as I see it as a turning towards something much deeper, a deeper inspiration that was perhaps obscured. This podcast is very much a part of that deeper inspiration. Over the next year, I'm going to be working with a business coach to help me create some courses with some of the great guests I've had on the show. I really want Awake in Relationship to become a hub for transformational relationships and learning. So I hope you'll continue to join me on this ride. Over the summer months, I'll be reimagining the podcast, but still continue to publish probably once a month while I sort out the details of my domestic life. As always, I welcome your feedback. You can always send me a message through the contact page on the website at awakenrelationship.com or reach out on Twitter or Instagram. If you've been enjoying the show, I'd really appreciate just taking a moment and leaving a quick review on Apple or wherever you listen to podcasts. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're staying connected and finding home in your awakened heart.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Awake in Relationship. If you liked what you heard, please click subscribe to get the latest show delivered fresh to your device, or sign up for our newsletter at awakeinrelationship.com. Sharing is caring.